You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are starting exactly at 7 p.m. German time. You're welcome to our business conversation today. And our businesswoman of the week is still to join us. We're very sorry for the challenges that she's going through now at the moment. But we're going to continue our conversation while waiting that she joins us. So you're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're having the businesswoman of the week, and we have decided to celebrate every week um, a woman, a man, a human doing businesses in diverse areas. And we celebrate them and we interact with them. We ask them questions, especially those people doing things for the development of the continent. My name is Vera Sompon, and I am the managing director of the Sompon Social Service, as well as the Sompon Academy. And today I'm your host. You're welcome to our business conversation once more. And we're going to have a conversation while we're waiting for um, our woman of the week, Iseone Lawal. She's a social media expert, a marketing and sales expert. We just had her online now, and unfortunately, she got an accident or her partner, and but she's coming to join us today. So no worries, keep your questions coming, and we're going to be having some conversation while waiting for her to join us in the conversation. Meanwhile, I'm going to be telling you a little bit of myself today while waiting for our businesswoman of the week. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask your questions. Many people have asked me, how did I come to do business? What kind of business I do? Why did I start doing businesses? So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, you have the privilege to ask your questions today. If you have anything that you want to know about me, my life, and business, so just go ahead and say your questions. And I want to welcome all those that are watching from all over, and I want to welcome also one of my co-hosts, Mr. Bolifor, who is going to be guiding us also and asking your questions or sending your questions. So, hey, I am sending you my greetings, Mr. Bolifor, and every other person watching wherever you are watching. So please share the link with other business people, share the link with entrepreneurs, share the link with change makers, share the link with those people that you know this link would do good in their lives. Today we are supposed to talk, and we will be talking about how to transform your knowledge, or how to sell your knowledge. Better say, how to sell your knowledge. And so while waiting for our businesswoman of the week, Iseone Lawal, I would encourage you to send your questions, and we're going to be talking on other things. Again, you're welcome. Before I proceed, I have a question for you. Have you heard of the Swampon Business Masters class? If you've not heard of the Swampon Business Masters class, then let me take this few minutes to introduce you to the Swampon Business Masters class. It is a 1 week intensive program, business school, whereby we train young people, we inspire young people. We have just the best coaches for you and the best mentors in the line of business. They will coach you, they will counsel you, and they will train you from the personal growth to bringing up your own business. And of course, Laval is also going to be part of us, and she is going to be telling us exactly how you transform your know-hows, how you put your know-hows into package, and of course sell them to the public. So that's why you should not miss our business masters class that is going to be starting from the 17th of August to the 22nd of August. Do not miss that. It is a 1 week intensive business school. So join the program, ladies and gentlemen. Join the program, and you will not regret joining the program. And I assure you that the program is transforming. The program is also a way for us to give back to the community. And like I say, who should build our continent if not you and me? So again, we want you, if you want to start up your own business, a profitable business, a sustainable organization, then be sure that you register for this upcoming program. It is a 1 week intensive program, and it's going to begin from the 17th to the 22nd of August. And the space are really limited because we want just the best for our people. So check the line on the online and make sure you register. It is on academy.someponsocialservice.org. You go to course, and then we have diverse courses in the academy. So you make sure you check on the business masters class. And again, the purpose for the business masters class is to empower you to start your own sustainable business. There is nothing as inspiring, as transforming as starting up your own business. And I'm going to be telling you a little reasons and story why I started my own businesses. And we have diverse businesses that we have started, and I have started. When I talk of we, I'm talking about myself and my husband, because we work a lot also as a team. We are husbands and wife, but we are also partners in business. We are partners in ministry, and we help one another to fulfill the divine calling of God in our individual lives. That reminds me of when I just got married to my husband. When I got married to my husband, but so well that I told him the day that we got married that, hey, honey, now that we are husbands and wife, I think that we will support one another so that we can become the best version of ourselves and be able to fulfill the plans of God in our lives. But honestly, don't ask me what I was thinking when I was saying that, because I'm very sure that when you saw me those days, you will not even believe that something good will ever come out for me, right? How good this God is. He takes people from grass to grace. He turned your mess into a message. So I just want to encourage you, wherever you are, do not give up. Don't give up, because you may be going through a challenging moment at hand at the moment, and you're thinking, what else? I don't know, COVID-19 also is maybe a way challenging you, and you're thinking, what next? And then that comes Vera, and she's telling you, oh, this is just the right time for you to do business. Yes, this is the right time. This is a time to do business. And I'm sure that if you look around very well, you'll see the business that you should do now. That's why you should join this business masters class coming up from the 17th to the 22nd of August. I know some people are saying, but this is exactly the moment that we do not have money. So, how do we do? I tell you, to be honest, if you do not invest, you can't be better. So invest in yourself by investing in books, by investing in training, by investing also in other things of our lives. I tell people that I know around me, I prefer to save the money for my McDonald's and buy a book, right? So I would encourage you to save and invest in yourself. Knowledge is so much important to have, but not only the knowledge are we going to be giving you, we are going to be giving you people that have put their hands into the plow. They have done business and they are doing business, succeeding in their business, and they are going to be giving you the right information, the mentorship, accountability, and everything that you need, the communication skills. What a great way for you to learn 1 week and start up your own business. I want to assure you, in 1 week, that you're going to be able to start up your own business if you follow the instructions of these coaches, of these speakers who are going to be speaking from the 17th to the 22nd. And we have amazing speakers. This is a network, a platform for you to be able to grow. So the Business Sample Business Masterclass is really there to offer you a network of professional coaches who will guide you, support you, so you can start up your own business, scale your business, and succeed in your own business. So let's get back to our topic today. Is marketing, is how to start your own business from scratch, right? That's what we want to talk. And if you know me by now, you would have heard me say many times that money is really, 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 really not the most important. But if money is really not the most important, what then is the most important? Is starting up a business, especially when you're starting from scratch. That's the discussion we'll be having with Miss Lawal today. I know she's not yet around, but she's coming in. So we apologize for the delay that is being caused, but those are unforeseen circumstances. And because I really, really believe in consistency. I really, really trust you. I don't want to take your time for granted. So I didn't want to cancel our program today. So that is to tell you how important you are to me. So you who come up today to listen to us, be very sure that you are so important to us. And without you, I am nothing, or without you, we as an organization are really nothing. So we are because you are. So that's why we choose, no matter what, to come up today to discuss with you, to have this business conversation with you. And so thank you for being here. Thank you for taking your time out to come for this business conversation with me. And thank you for joining us every other Sundays. It is so amazing. You always taking out your time on a Sunday evening rather than preparing for what the next day or for school or whatever. You are taking out your precious time to be with us, to listen to our conversation. I salute you and I want you to know that you're really being loved and you're really being appreciated. We are because you are. Right. So while waiting, if you have questions, do not hesitate to ask your question. Send your questions, and we are going to be talking and answering your questions. So if you're here and you're thinking, who is this lady? What is she doing? And how does she start what she's doing? Just keep your questions coming and be sure that I'm definitely going to answer your questions while waiting for our guest speaker to come. Be sure that we're going to answer your questions. So let me remind you again shortly of our upcoming program that is on the 17th to the 22nd of August. It's gonna begin from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. German time. Everything about this program is on an online platform. The program is an online platform, is an online program, and please do not bother. You're going to not regret having spent time with us. It's going to be a mind blowing program. So join us during this program so that you will be able to start up your business. I am guaranteeing you, if you join this program and put into practice what the coaches, because these people are people that have studied and then they have put their own theories into practice. I mean, this is amazing team and amazing work, right? So you want to get only the best, and that's why we have packaged them together and you'll be having this really, really, really amazing good people from that 17th to the 22nd of August. So don't miss this, and please share the link with your friends and invite your friends. If you're a student out there and you're thinking, what can I do? I'm telling every young African person, please, school is a good thing, but I tell you some things you will never learn in school. In school, you are not being taught how to manage finances, right? In school, you're not being taught that your attitude determines your altitude, how far you're gonna go, right? In school, you're not really being taught how to invest, and these people are going to teach you how to invest as little as possible, whatever thing that you have. So it is a program that you do not want to miss out, right? So I invite you, join the program and join the conversation today. We are still waiting for our guest, and I'm very convinced she's gonna come up. And before by then, if you have any questions, do not hesitate and to get to us or to send your questions. Again, my name is Vera Sompon, and I am the managing director of the Sompon Social Service. The Sompon Social Service is a social company. We started 2009. And how did I come to start Sompon Social Service? While a student in Germany, I came to Germany to study, and I experienced a lot of racism and a lot of challenges. Practically, there was no one to counsel me. I had the impression that the people who were there really did not understood me, right? So during my time as a student, or I was still doing the German language course, I actually wanted to study um, uh, law because I did law in Cameroon. And so they told me it wasn't possible for me to study law because of the German language, something like that, right? So, and I wanted to do journalism, and they said the same thing. And I was asking within me, okay, most of the Cameroonians, now you know I'm from Cameroon originally, most of the Cameroonians who were there by then had studied this all these engineering stuffs. And I was so sure when I was the age of 10 that I was not going to be an engineer. I was very convinced of the fact that I was called to help people become great. I was called to guide people, and I'm called. That is my own calling. It's no longer a job, it is a calling. So I'm called to help you become the best version. No one can become the best version by themselves. So that's why you need me, and that's why we need coaches, we need mentors, because no one can become the best version of themselves by themselves. So you always need someone who is going to guide you, lead you, help you, motivate you, inspire you, share their experiences with you, make you feel you are able to achieve it. So, with all going back to my story, with all the challenges, it was really difficult. So I decided to go one day in to do um they call that Wirtschaft Informatik. So it's like economic of technology. Amazing, right? So I was in class for just 4 hours, and I left the class after 4 hours. I mean, there was a handsome teacher or professor who was talking and giving us amazing things that I wasn't actually hearing. I had the impression I was seeing some light in my eyes shining while he was talking. And I was asking myself the question, am I going to sit here for the next 3.5 years, and after 3.5 years, sit and be talking with the machines rather than really helping people and human beings? So I just could not imagine this. And so I left that class immediately, and I went to the office and I told the secretariat, I'm sorry, I don't think that this is my area of work, and I really need some time to think over, right? So I think that we all need time to think over. We all need time in our lives to reflect, to get back to ourselves, to think, is this where I am supposed to be? I don't know what you're doing now. You're listening to me, and you're in a field whereby You're asking yourself these very questions that I asked myself like about 11 years, 12 years ago. Is this where I'm supposed to be? Is this all about life? Maybe you're asking that question. That could be in your business life, it could be in your career, it could be in your studies, and you're really, really pondering, is this all? Am I really, really impacting? Hey, I needed this time. And indeed, I had my time. So I want to encourage you, do not shy away. We all need this time. We all have our dark moments. We all have our difficult moments. Do not shy when those difficult moments are there. Be bold enough to ask the questions why. I have come to realize that in as much as holiness, purity, justice is good, the only thing and the only virtue that makes these other characters manifest is courage. The difference between you and me, maybe listening to me, wherever you are, is courage. And I tell you that courage is already within you. So you just need to go in there, tap it, and start working in your calling and in your purpose. Be courageous enough to recognize that you are not where you're supposed to be. Be courageous enough to recognize that you've made a mistake and you have to turn back. Be courageous enough to recognize that you've wasted so much years and you can still make it. Be courageous enough to understand that age is just a number and we can still do all things through Christ who strengthens us. Be courageous enough to recognize that it is not your father, your mother that is responsible for you as an adult. You are responsible for your life. So be courageous enough. Be courageous enough to dare to be different. If I didn't dare to be God said I was going to be, I would just be joining every other people and following the crowd. But at the end of my life, at the end of the day, the question I always ask myself, if I died today, if I was supposed to be buried, and five people were supposed to talk on my graveyard and say something about me, what would they say? Have you ever asked yourself this question? Have you really ever taken time to ask yourself the question, if I died today? Because we will all die. I know many of us don't like the story of death, but that is the most important conversation we should be having because that's the only thing that we all actually must have and we have in common, death. And death is not respected of age, person, money, status, and all that. Wow. Is this not amazing? I mean, death doesn't have regard for your money. When Steve Jobs was about to die, I mean, he was so wealthy. I mean, you know who Steve Jobs is. Steve Jobs was the guy who created Apple, or who co founded Apple. And when he was about to die, that was the moment he realized not even his money could save him from the cold hands of death. Can you imagine that? So, no matter what we become, no matter what we are doing, we should never forget that death remains and it is the truth and the fact of our life. We will not all be here, right? So think about this. If you die now and five people were going to say something to other people about you, I mean, you're not there, you're dead already. What would they say? Or what would you want these people to say? Of course, I know that we come from a place whereby those say that we should not say anything evil, or we hardly hear anything evil or wrong about people who are dead, right? But let's have it a true and an honest conversation, or have it at least for yourself. So you're gonna die tomorrow, and you know that you're gonna die. What would the people say? And what would you wished that they said about you. In other words, the question is, what is the legacy you're leaving behind? I'm sure we've heard time and again, over and over, about the word legacy. And so that's why many people are trying to build up staffs because they want to keep a legacy. Now, in as much as we want to have this legacy kept in order, we want to have it in a way that will really impact in the lives of other people, right? And you see, the good thing about impactation is that we all can impact in the lives of different people at different times, at different levels. And I'm so grateful because Martin Luther King said that in a nice way. He said, we can't all become famous, but we all can become great. And greatness begins in service. So you see why I'm serving the people. You see why I devote time for you. You see why I take time to talk with you, even when things are so hard and challenging. You know, the best moment to impact in the lives of other people is not when all things are going well with you. No, that would be a big lie from the pit of hell, right? And it's really the time when things are really tough. And you know, I would actually want to just hide myself. I would just want the space to open up so I just get in there. In fact, I do not even want people to know about my situation, my story right now. But you know, that's exactly at the point that you must help the people. In so doing, you impact and you're also being helped consciously or unconsciously. That reminds me actually of the word of God. I am a child of God and I use the word of God as my manual. So you may not want to use the word of God as your manual, but the word of God to me is the manual book of my life. I mean, ask whatever questions you want. Whatever questions. Think about any questions and see if you'll not find it in the Bible. Think about it. Think about anything. Think about business. You know, my first business concept comes from the Bible. Remember Genesis chapter 6, chapter 1, verse 26. Multiply, you know, multiply, multiply. When we talk about multiplication, I know some of us are only thinking about bringing forth babies. No, let's see that in the line of business, right? Multiply what you have, multiply your talent, you know, and reproduce it, distribute it, subdue it, right? Are those words that you've heard before? And these are in the Bible, and that's where my business concept comes from, right? So everything, I don't know, whatever. I just wanted you to understand that it is not just about for Christians or for people who believe in Jesus Christ. It is a manual book and it is my own personal manual book. So if you really want to succeed, I do not care what religion you have. I mean, and I'm not here to even convince you to become a Christian. That's not the purpose for which we're here today, right? Actually, I just want you to understand that you can make the best if you yourself make use of that manual book of your life. Because when that book was written, there's nowhere that it is written that it's only for the religion, Christian religion, or for people who are going to believe in Jesus Christ. It is written for people of God, children of God. And if you believe it, that you're a child of God, you can as well make good use of that book. The wisest book, a book that has got no retouch. What an amazing book, and no revisions, right? So back to the story of when you die, what do you want to be seen written on your grave? And that's why I like the books of Miles Monroe, who says you should die empty. Die empty. But at the moment, if you're dying now, you're not dying empty. There's still a lot in you, and you can transform those things all into businesses. And that's why today we would have been talking about your know-hows, how to transform your know-hows and package your know-hows into a product or into a service. I'm still very convinced that our speaker is coming and she's gonna tell us again and give us all the systems, the tools, the mechanism of transforming your knowledge into a product or again into a service, a long lasting service that even while you're sleeping, it is producing you money. So do not leave this conversation today. Stay tuned. Our guest speaker, the woman of the week, will be joining us. And so, just that you know, her husband had an accident, and so she went to support him, but she will be joining us. Is that not powerful? No matter what, she is still concerned and she wants to be with us. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome you all again. I want to welcome all of you watching from your different places. I'm seeing you. I see you, Maxwell. Thank you for being there, Maxwell. And you said this is your chance to start your own business. Follow this madam on this page. Thank me later. Oh, you're such an amazing son, Maxwell. Thank you. And Maxwell, I just got to know Maxwell too on the social media, and we're so connected as though we were son and mother for years, right? And this is the power of networking. You're welcome, son. Take good care of yourself wherever you are, and hope to see you too very soon. And we are having Agnes Frolich, who is saying, keep up the inspiration. Hey, ma'am, you are an inspiration. And I want to encourage you wherever you are, just know this. The stories you go through, the challenges you may be going through, you'll be amazed that in those challenges are your $1 million business project. So just go deep and search. Thank you for being there, ma'am. I want to also welcome Charity Raimo, who says, wow, yes, I have found courage in recognizing my purpose and to follow it diligently despite the hurdles. I now know that if I died today, I am on the right path, and I hope to inspire through genuine tips of life's experience. Of course, yeah, ma'am. That's why we're here to learn from one another, to inspire one another, to encourage one another. And I'm very, very sure that you will have a lot to tell and to encourage and inspire other people. Charity Warimo is also one of our hosts. The Sumpon Global TV is a TV platform, an online or visual TV platform whereby we meet on a weekly basis and we have diverse programs. And Charity Warimo is having one of the programs, Let's Help You. It's gonna begin on the 26th of August 2020. You do not want to miss this. So if you have problems with any kinds of addictions, then be sure that you are going to be on the right place. She's so experienced. She's also gone through a lot of challenges, and that's why we give you just the best. We don't want to give you people who believe that they are saints and they are just all round so that they begin to judge you. No, we give you people who have gone through the process, come out of their own challenges, and then understood that they can use that to also impact in the lives of other people. So please save the dates from the 26th of August. Charity Warimo is going to be hosting the program Let's Help You. So you just want to be part of this program. And Agnes Foley says, so I have to search in within myself to find out what was made to be, what I have and can and what I can do with it. Of course, ma'am. And now I'm welcoming on board. Our woman of the week is here. The businesswoman of the week is around. You have not wasted your precious moments, so we want to welcome with me the businesswoman of the week, Iseone Lawal. She's a social media expert and marketing and sales expert. Hey, ma'am, you're welcome. I have been having already my own conversation with the people, and I told them that your husband had an accident. I'm sorry about that, and I'm so glad that you still can take out time for this. This is again a proof that we are really having the people at heart, and no matter what, we give our yes is our yes. So I really, really appreciate you for being here despite the challenges that just came up. And these are things that we can't actually determine by ourselves. Those are unforeseen circumstances. And yet you managed to be here. Thank you very much, ma'am. You're welcome. How are you despite the challenges?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. Sometimes things just happen, and it's just in the twinkle of an eye, but I'm fine. I'm fine.
I mean, this is really a twinkle of an eye. We were just talking, right? And you
Yeah,
you
when you
came
got
on
came in.
board you know
Yeah.
you came on board and we were already talking and everything was fine, and then suddenly you disappeared from the broadcast, and I knew something was going on, but I said, oh, we had time. And then suddenly you write me, oh, Vera, my husband has this. And I'm like, God, but I know you will glorify yourself. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, I hope that
You're
you've taken care of him and all is fine.
okay. Yeah, yeah. At least when
I
I
hope it's
finish, we'll go.
nothing.
Okay, no problem. No, 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 just the car.
Oh, thank God, it's just a car. I mean, that's when we can manage it, right? The life is more important.
Very, very true.
hmm
Yeah.
So you're the businesswoman of the week. You are a businesswoman of the week, and every business person of the week for us, we celebrate you, not only because of the fact that you're doing business, but because of the courage you take to do business no matter what. Ladies and gentlemen, we are having the businesswoman of the week. She is with us. You have not wasted your time to be here, and you have waited not in vain. So be sure that you're going to have a packed evening full of information. Ma'am, today you're telling us how to start a business from scratch, and not only from scratch. You said, oh, Vera, I went to your website and I'm seeing a lot of things, tons of information that we can transform them into money. And so I'm so excited that you give us a speech or a pitch, like about 10 minutes, who you are, what you do, and how we can transform our knowledge into product or services. This is your platform. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you everyone for having me. I'm very, very grateful. My name is Iseone Lawal, and I would say I'm a serial entrepreneur. Now, why did I use the word serial? That's because from a very young age, I was always into one form of business or one form of business. There was always an idea that I wanted to implement. There was always an idea I had to execute. Something was always working in my head. There was something. And most of the time, if I had not implemented it or started it, I would never rest. And I used to have a jotter. Okay, it's not very close here. I used to have a jotter where immediately it comes, I just write it down. Immediately it comes, I write it down. And 2 days ago, I was going back through all the jotters and all the notebooks I used to keep. And I saw some business ideas like, there was even an idea like a tomato factory and a rice factory. I had so many big ideas and stuff like that. Anyway, I have already started most of those ideas and they were really very good. But most of the ideas were just, my God, nothing to write home about. So in the course of this, I studied law. I'm a lawyer, and I specialize in corporate and commercial law. And so in this sector of the law, I got to meet a lot of people who are in business, who needs to write contract, who needs to edit, preview, so many things about contract. So I got to work in the marketing sector, and I found out that, okay, I really like this niche. So that's how I went deep into marketing. And then I started training. So when I started training, it was something like I would go to this company, I would train their marketing staff, go to the next company, I would train their marketing staff. And all the companies were very different because number one, they had to produce different things. Some of them were service-based companies, some of them were product-based companies, and so they had to produce different things. And so the marketing strategy, the marketing style was very different. So I was working for a company, and this company would tell me, okay, we have a client in this city. Can you go? You're supposed to train their staff for 3 weeks, or you're supposed to go to this company, train the staff for 6 weeks. And, so I was hopping from one company to the next company and to the next company. And the beauty about the whole thing was I really enjoyed what I was doing, because most of the time when I go to these companies, in the course of our trainings, if it was a manufacturing company, we would go to the factory, we would see the manufacturing process from the beginning till the end. And most of the time I had the privilege of sitting with the CEOs, the founders of the company, and I kept asking them direct questions. I was like, how did you come about this idea? That was the first thing. How did you come about this idea to manufacture this product? What were you thinking? How did it come up? So I was always very interested in knowing about how people think and translating their thoughts to a product or a service that you can see. And so I started my own marketing consulting company, and I would also work with all these clients. I would write proposals, do their business plans, try to go into the company, teach them, train marketing staff, train sales department, on how to go into different markets, on how to get more customers, on how to expand revenue-wise, price-wise, and then after some time, I was like, okay, I think I could use the internet to get to a lot of people around the world. And what did I do? I went online. I established a platform, and I started talking to small business owners. So small business owners, 1 to 5 years, people who were just new in business, did not know where to go, their left or their right, or did not know how to get the next customer, or did not know how to increase their revenue base. So my job was to talk to them. My job was to coach them. My job was to put them on the right platform, on the right way to success. And so I've been doing this online for the past, for 2.5 years, not so long, I think 2.5 years, 2018. And it is one of the best experiences I have ever had, because I have had to reach clients in the US, India, China, the Netherlands, everywhere. I have clients everywhere, and I have people who are ready to listen everywhere. So when I went online, it gave me, it gave me an opportunity to look into the eyes of so many businesses, to also learn what businesses do behind what they are not supposed to do and what they are supposed to do. So that was my entry into the marketing world. And I'm also a women's, I would not say activist, but I'm very proud of the women folk, and I campaign always for women in everything they do. I have a Facebook group specifically for women. It's a support group where we empower, inspire, and try to help the women who are in business, or the normal women on the street who have other problems, marital problems, relationship-wise. And yeah, the name of the group is called Women Inspired. And yes, so I told you my name before. My name is Iseone Lawal. Okay, so on to the next. Today we want to talk about how to go from an idea to a product or a service. Okay, now most of you might be very multi-talented. I am very multi-talented in the sense that my brain never rests. So most of you might also be the same. And if you're multi-talented, or you're someone that's always calculating the next step, you might have a big problem, because you might never implement anything. Okay, so from one project, your brain moves to the next project, and then you abandon the last project and move to the next project and move to the next project. One thing you need to do if you're multi-talented, I started from the multi-talented people, because the normal people, you see, it's just like we are abnormal. But the normal people, it's very easy for you to push them into one direction. But for the multi-talented people, you need to sit down and distinguish all the ideas. Now, put all your ideas on the paper. If you have an idea, you want to go from idea to product, the first thing you do is to put all the ideas on the paper. Write them down, okay? Write down all your ideas. What are you thinking about? What do you want to do? Do you want to start an orphanage? Do you want to start a buying and selling business? Do you want to start a graphic design business? What are you very good at? Okay. Now we're looking at your skill sets now. What are you very good at? Are you good at designing? Are you good at counseling? Are you good at bringing people together? What is the thing that gives you joy? Okay. And when you sleep at night and I wake you up very early in the morning, I'm like, Iseone, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Come, you're invited to this conference. Come and talk on the stage. Which topic are you going to get on the stage and talk without even doing research? Okay. So we are going step by step. So which topic will you get on the stage and just start talking without even thinking about it? Which topic do you need to have a little more research? Which topics do you need to do an entire research before you talk about? Okay. Now there are three categories. When you start from the first that you have to climb on the stage and boom, you keep talking and talking and talking and talking nonstop. And you're also very calm. It's very interesting to you. This particular topic is a topic that you can never be found wanting. Now you tick that topic because now you have written down about 4 to 5 different topics or ideas that you have. Tick out the topic. So we're going to follow the topics from the first topic. Which topic can you wake up in the morning, speak to a crowd of people without doing research? Tick it somewhere. Which topic have you done before in the past? So have you been in business before? What type of business have you been before? Have you been in an organization? Maybe you want to start a children's organization. Have you ever been in an organization before? It doesn't have to be children. What have you done before in the past? So think about it. Most of the time, the things we excel at now are the things that have always been in our lives that we have not looked into it. For example, I like being a teacher. I like to teach. I like to train. I like to present. And when I came to Europe, it was the same thing. When I came to Europe, I was looking for a job at the time, and I was going everywhere. And one day I was walking in the city, and I saw a signpost, and the signpost was like, we are looking for an English trainer. And I'm like, English trainer, I can train English, I can speak English. And so I went to the office and I told them, present, I want the job, and they were like, you want the job? Can you speak English? I said, I'm speaking English right now. And so I spoke English, I did the test. Of course, my CV was always handy. It was always in my files, and I was carrying it everywhere I went to. And so I gave them the CV and they were like, okay, so you can start tomorrow. And I'm like, tomorrow? Okay. And I rushed to the city, bought a shirt, bought a trouser, and I was ready for work tomorrow. Okay. Now, why am I saying this? Immediately I saw trainer. I had already identified myself as a trainer because right from when I was in the university, I used to train my course mates. I would train my juniors. I would also do tutorial for people that were in kindergarten, little children at the time, and get little money. I was always teaching, and I was always teaching for free. So I would teach everywhere I go. In the church, I was always the leader of the Sunday school teacher. Everywhere I went to, if we had a conference, I must be the one that would be on the stage, and I knew that I had a potential in this area. Maybe I really did not know what I was supposed to do, but I knew that I had a potential in this area. So look back into your life. There's something that has been reoccurrent. It has been there. It has been there. Are you the one that likes to organize? Are you the one that likes to decorate? Look behind. There's something there from when you were little or as you were growing up. You have a trait of what is going to make you stand out. It's in your life. It's already there. You have not just, brought it out. And so it was very easy for me to get that job because I had identified myself with this aspect. I knew I like not talking, but speaking to people, crowd, counseling. That's how I even had the Facebook group. Okay. And so I got the job. And after I got the job, it is from that job I got into a marketing company. Do you understand? So from one stage to the next, that's how it goes. So put all your ideas together on your paper and begin to pick which one makes me stand out. Which of these ideas, which skill sets do I have? Write down all your skill sets. Which formal education do I have? So write down all the formal education, every training you have attended, every course you have paid for, all your formal trainings, write them down. From those trainings, go back again and write down all your job descriptions. So were you a manager in this job? Were you into customers in this other job? Were you whatever? Write down all the job description, because it is in your job description you can bring out your soft skills. So if you were a receptionist in one job, it means you were talking to a lot of customers, you were talking to a lot of people. Now go back and look at yourself. Have you been able to adopt a people skill? Can you talk to people and people agree? It means you can be very persuasive. Okay, your communication is very good. That can be something you can develop on. It means you're very good in communication. It is something you can totally develop on. So look at your job description, work backwards. What were you doing? What were the soft skills you got from the job? Are you someone who is very good in organizing? Are you someone who is very good in singing, in decorating, in whatever? Are you good in braiding hair? Whatever. Look at the idea very well. Okay. Now we're only at the idea phase. Look at the idea very well. When you have singled out 2 or 3 of these ideas, then we go to who needs this idea, because most of the time I tell people that do not follow your passion all the time. Passion now, I have to be very careful with how I say it. Okay, now do not follow your passion all the time, because most of the time your passion would not give you food. Do you understand? Now, most people are very good in weaving baskets. Most people are very good in you can see people having some kind of talents that you're wondering, can these talents be monetized? No, not every talent you can make money from. That is the truth. Whether we want to believe it or not, you are not going to make money out of every talent you know. Okay. Now look at the people that when they look at your face, they keep picking all the pickles. Yeah, they could open a spa, but that particular talent is not going to give them money. Okay. So look at all the talents you have. Okay. Look at the market. Now that you have picked like 3, now we look at the markets. Who do you think needs this thing? This is your idea. This is your idea that you're thinking about. Who do you think you can sell this idea to? That's the second stage. The first stage we did was to pick out our idea. We had to dissect, sample our ideas. The second stage is, who do you think is going to benefit from this your idea? Remember, we're not talking about the money here. Who do you think is going to benefit from this your ideas? Okay, now let's say something like you are someone who is very you have empathy. When you see children who are very sick, you're always endeared to these children. When a mother drops the child with you, you can take the child to work wherever. You like children a lot, and not just normal children. You like children who are let me say, who are not very okay, maybe who are disabled or handicapped. You like children like this. You like to take them up. Now you know that this is a part of me. Okay. Now, if you're thinking about it and you're like, okay, this is my passion. What can I do with this passion? There are so many things you can do with that passion. Once you have identified it, the second thing is to ask, who will benefit from this, my idea? Okay. And then when you think about who will benefit, now we begin to think about the children. Okay. So, okay, I like children, and it's children that are going to benefit. So number one, we have children who are disabled. We have handicapped children. We have mothers and parents. We have families of these children. You see, your audience begins to widen, widen, widen. You have schools, because when the children come to you, the teachers are also relieved, the schools are also relieved, and so your audience begins to widen. Okay, now you do not need to have the whole world as audience. You just need to have a small targeted crowd of people. So we have identified these particular people that need our idea. When you have finished identifying it, the next stage is, how can I take my idea and turn it to something to make these people happy? Okay, how do I do that? How do I transform this idea? Because now we have idea, we have audience. So anything in this idea goes to the people that are your audience. Now, before it goes to this audience, how do you turn it around to make it a service or to make it a product that these people here can benefit? That is the third stage. Okay. Now, when you're looking at this stage, you begin to look at all the things involved. Now, you begin to look at your nearness to these people. Can I talk to these people physically? And the target audience we talked about, is it only target audience in your location, or is target audience in the whole of the country, or is target audience in the continent, in the world, whatever? Okay. Everything has to do with your target audience. So immediately you are able to fit in this target audience, then you would know, how do I present this, my product or my service, to these people? Okay, so I don't know if there's a chat here. I would have loved to ask questions. Let people also answer. Let people also, tell me now, what type of product or service do you think we can give to these people? Now, the first product or service you can give to these people is, you can do a me time. So most of these children like to talk. Okay, so you can have a me time, and in the me time, you talk to the children. How are you? How are you? How are you? How was your day? And they relieve their parents of that time. Their parents have a little more time to do what they want to do, and you also have your time with the children like you, and they are also relieved, they are comfortable. Now, this is a particular service, it's not a product now, okay? We're only talking about the service. Now, this service now can be monetized, okay? Now, you can go and get like 4 children, 5 children that will talk to you on a Zoom call like this for 1 hour every day, and you tell their parents, okay, I'm going to talk to him every 5 o'clock, and then you're going to pay me 20 euros. Now, this time, the parents do not have to worry. Maybe mama can go and sleep, papa can go and, wash the dishes or do whatever, and the children can be with you and you're talking. Now, from your little idea, you have developed the idea into a service, and this service can fetch you money. So it is always from one stage to the next stage. So whenever you have an idea, you need to sit down and begin to build on the idea. And I tell you, most of you have so many ideas that you will think, oh, no one is going to buy. That is a very big lie. People are going to okay, no, I'm not going to say every idea is monetizable, but most of the idea you think that it cannot be monetized can be monetized. It all depends on how to go about such ideas, okay? Now, you can also develop a product. We talked about service, where you talk to the children. We can also develop products. You can come up with a solution that calms children down. Maybe it is a milk solution. You can mix milk, soya beans, or whatever, all those things together. You can come up, sit down and analyze it. Think about, how can I make these children calm so their parents can relax? You can come up with a formula, and you package this formula in a bottle or in something, just make it beautiful, and you can sell this formula to these parents. That is a physical product. So whenever you think about, or you have an idea, the next stage is, who is this idea for? The next stage is, how am I going to give this idea to the people it is for? Okay. And in the stage of giving it to the people it is for, you think about monetization. How do I make money from this link? Okay. So, Sis Vera, I hope I'm not talking too much.
I think it's fine, and then we can just get into the conversation of the monetization. So you've said a whole lot of beautiful things. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so glad that you kept. Usually we just have 1 hour, but today we're going to explain it again because of the circumstances that we had ahead of us or unconscious to us. Ma'am, you were talking, and I really know you're a teacher. You're really a gifted teacher.
Thank you.
So I'm very convinced about the fact that yes, we can monetize our talent, our businesses. You said that several times, and you also went from the fact that you kept asking questions when you were working with the different organizations, with the CEOs. You asked them lots of questions, but how did they come about with their ideas? And you visited also a lot of industries where they did products and all that. And we have people here that are watching from Africa, from Cameroon, from Zambia, and are young people. And now today we want to say, take that knowledge, take those experiences that you have, and put it into a product again, or again into our services, and sell to these people. My question is, how do you recognize that this person is the right kind of audience for your product?
Okay. Anyway, what I normally teach people, especially people who do not actually get the audience, what I teach people is, identify the audience first. So, for example, you identify people who need to take their ideas to product, who need to grow, who need to be entrepreneurs. That's what you identify. Okay. And then when
Mm-hmm.
you identify this group of people, what you now did was to bring the right speakers to teach them how to do this. Okay.
Great.
So
Mhm,
so I always emphasize going from the audience backwards. So
mhm,
before you begin to produce, before you begin to take your idea to paper or take your idea to service, you need to sit
mhm,
down first of all and map out your audience. Which people do you want to serve? It's very, very
mhm,
important. If you go
mhm,
and create a product, you might create a product that will not fit that audience. You might also create a
mhm,
product that the audience are not going to buy. So the most
mhm,
important thing, first of all, is, who do I want to serve? So now let's use
mhm,
the women. Now we have, in the women folk, we have women in different segments. Okay, so we
mhm,
have women who have very high income. We have women who are very classy. We have women who do not use makeup at all. We have women on low hair. We have women that like wigs. Now we have women in different forms. Okay. Now let's say
Yes.
I want to start making what's it called, wigs now. Okay. Now I would look for my audience first. Now I say, okay, I want
Right.
to start making this. I need money. What do I do to get money? Okay, I think uh, our women here we like hair, we like good things. Okay, now I want to follow the women that their income is between 1,000 to 2,000 euros. You know, in this average, just a little. Yeah. So by the time I pick out this audience, now I begin to create products for this particular audience. So if you do it that way, you're not going to fail. But if you go and say, okay, let me go and buy the wigs. When you finish buying the wigs, now you don't know who to sell it. You have a problem. You won't know who to sell it to. The wigs
That's
will
it.
remain with you. That's true. So you
This
go
was
from
a
the
this is a really good tips. Thank you. This is really, really so important because many people really go from the other way around, not from up down. You go
yeah,
buy it and then you go to look for people to pay for or buy it then.
yeah, yeah.
And
That's
you are saying no, go from the audience perspective and
yeah.
provide what they need.
Of course, of course.
Amazing.
That's the way. In fact, when you go that way, you bloom. All of a sudden, your growth, no one can even. What happened to her? She started yesterday.
Mhm,
That's because she bought wigs for people that have income between 1,000 and 2,000. So when she takes these wigs, she knows who to sell it to. She goes directly and says,
mhm,
"Okay, this is come and buy," and they can
mhm,
buy. You know. So
mhm,
this is just an example. So whatever idea you have the
mhm,
idea. It's very good to have the idea. It's very good to be
mhm,
talented. Keep the idea. Then look for people you want to serve. So
mhm,
babies, I want to sell baby clothes. You don't go
mhm,
and buy a whole bag of baby clothes. You sit down and
mhm,
ask yourself, okay, which age? Okay, I want to serve 0 to 12 years.
mhm,
Now, go and buy 0 to 12 years baby clothes. And then you can identify children in that age range. And then it would not be difficult for you. But by the time you say, I want to start baby clothes, I want to start a baby clothes business, and you go and buy a
mhm,
whole bag of clothes, you're lost.
mhm,
You know,
mhm,
the business is not
mhm,
going to move immediately. It
mhm,
takes a whole lot of time.
mhm. Thank you so much. We're having Charity Warimo who is saying that great and definitely she is very engaging in her talk. Yes, she is, and she is going to be one of our speakers during the master's class from the 17th to the 22nd. So you do not want to miss her because, of course, today we are not going to go into all the depth and in depth of the conversation so that you have to come to this master's class and get the rest of the product and the services from her. But let's go back to your conversation, Iseone. You said we have people that are really talented. Now, plenty talent, many ideas, and one of those that ideas just keep coming, and but of course I write them down, so I go on the structured way. But what was amazing is the fact that you said the multi-talented people really have it hard times in business
Yes.
than those who do not. Please, can you throw more light on that again?
Okay, when you're multi-talented, now you have a buzz of ideas. You can do
Mhm,
everything, you know. And
mhm,
someone who is not multi-talented will tell you, "Oh, I can write." Since
mhm,
yesterday, she has just been telling you I can write, but you have
mhm.
been telling me I can write, I can sing, I can dance. Now our confusion is which one should you do, you know? But the
Yes.
person who can write, we just tell her start writing, get a blog, start
Mhm,
writing. Very easy, you know.
mhm,
For the
mhm,
multi-talented people, there is always an issue, you know, always
mhm,
an issue. In fact, let me tell you, I have taken a lot of courses. I have my formal education is in more than 4 fields, more than
mhm,
four different fields, you know,
mhm,
all totally not related. That is it, because
mhm,
I always want to do the next thing. I want to do the next thing. I want to do the next thing until I sat down to myself and told myself, Sonny, you have to choose a path. Otherwise, you're
mhm,
going to be an old woman without a path. You know, you
mhm,
must choose one area. You know, so
mhm,
that's so if you're multi-talented, what you need, I know we want to do all, but it's always good
mhm,
to start one. When you start one thing and then you're very what's the word? You're very good. You're very good
mhm.
in that one thing. Now you move to the next. You
Exactly.
start you start that next, and by the time you've learned it, you're very good, you move to the next. So as a multi-talented person, the good thing is that we can easily have the 7 sources of income that they say makes one
Mhm.
rich, you know.
Yes.
But the
Yes.
person who's not multi-talented now would have a hard time going to the
Mhm.
next, because
Mhm.
they would always want to stay there, perfect it, perfection,
Mhm.
perfection. For we have moved. So we have
Mhm.
started this business and we have grown this business to a new level, and we're like,
Mhm.
oh, on to the next. And we go
Mhm.
to the next, on to the next. And when we want to
Mhm.
introduce ourselves, say, I'm a speaker, I'm a presenter, I have a company, and all that.
But that's why the word serial entrepreneur is good. So it just covers everything and package it very well. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
Let's go
yeah.
on how to monetize your know-hows. Now you have been talking a lot. I did law too in Cameroon, so we have a lot of things in common. Um,
Oh, that's
uh, you have been talking about monetizing a product or a business, and the whole time when I attended one of your master's classes, and you were giving some tools how to really monetize and package them and keep them so that it really start producing money even when you are at sleep. That's how I got to understand it. And I was very fascinated about how you came about that and how the people listening to you can really make use and profit from your know-how.
okay. When we talk about making money in your sleep, in fact, that type of money is always very sweet. You know how you sleep and wake up in the morning and you look at your phone and you have an alert. You know, you're like, my, someone paid. My Stripe account is making noise. So, you know, money, money is just entering and you're like, I didn't do anything. You did something. So
Yes.
that's what we call passive income. Okay. So passive income is the new normal. It means if you're not making money passively, then you would have a hard time going about it. Okay,
Yeah.
we're exchanging time for money. So the
Mhm.
time I would go 9 to 5, and if I have a marketing automation that
Mhm.
works, so in that time I'm doing 9 to 5, my other business is remitting money. I do not have to be there, but I have
Mhm.
set up the system that the system runs without me having to be there. And
Mhm.
internet has made life so easy. In fact, if you're not on the internet, you're missing out big time, big time.
Mhm.
Okay. Internet has made life so easy that you can be on the internet, you can work around the world, round the clock, on holiday, in the beach, wherever you are, you can do all the work. Okay.
See how my
Now
head
there's
is shaking as you are talking.
my God. So there are so many ways of monetizing, and there's so many ways of having passive income. So many ways, so many ways. One of the ways of having passive income is by doing your marketing automation. Remember, I told you about
Yeah.
idea to service or idea to product. Now,
Mhm.
when you have reached the product time now, that is when you now have to do an automation, and there are a lot of tools that can that can help you in the automation part. Now, let me give you a very simple example back home. Now, let's say you're very good with children. Let's go back to the children we're talking about. You're very good with children. You want to work with children. All these parents, what do? You set up a system. Okay, you set up a system whereby you have a calendar like Acuity or
Mhm.
Calendly, whatever. You can set up a system that your Calendly is linked to this system. And at the end of the Calendly, you have a payment system that is linked to the Calendly. And at the end of the payment system, you have a date. Now, what happens? When you have finished setting it up like this, it's always step by step by step. You take the link, just that one link that you have now, and do
Mhm.
advertisement that link. So you can put the link, you can give it to Vera, is tell her share it to your group. This link, just one link, she shares it to
Mhm.
her group. Or you go on Facebook and do an advertisement, or you can send it through WhatsApp, broadcast, whatever, share it
Mhm.
out. When
Mhm.
people have this link, what do? They just click on the link, especially
Mhm.
people who are your target audience, who have children who who need help.
Mhm.
Okay. And then these people just click on this link, and the link tells them exactly what you do, and tell them, okay, if you're interested in your child joining the 1 hour Zoom class, click here.
Mhm.
And they click there,
Mhm.
it takes them to a date, and they
Mhm.
fix a date, it takes them to payment, and they
Mhm.
pay, and it takes them back to you. And all this while, let's say you're on the beach. just lying
Mhm.
down and enjoying yourself, and money has just entered your account. Okay.
Hey, ladies, you don't want to miss this woman. She's gonna be teaching also in August. I don't even want to say the date where she's going to be teaching. So you don't just want to miss her class. So you have to join the master's class. It is so amazing talking to you, and I'm just so fascinated about how you came up with the idea. So how did you come up with the idea? Because we know also many people do not even realize how important the internet is. I know someone who tells me all the time, even if the last shop was to be opened in 1,000 kilometers, that's where they were going to go to buy their stuffs. And you are now telling us that internet is a market space, and he who is not in there is missing out. How do you mean, ma'am?
What? If anyone that's not on the internet, my God, I'm still looking for the right expression. You're you're missing big time, especially if you're an entrepreneur and you
Mhm,
are someone with ideas and you are
mhm,
not living on the internet, you're
mhm,
missing out big time. In fact, let me tell you a little story. When I was working with the company before that used to send me for all the trainings, after some time, I think I can say this here in the platform. I was making 18 euro per hour with that
mhm,
company. And one
mhm,
day I spoke to the owner of this company and I was
mhm,
like, you guys make a lot of money. What is happening? And
mhm,
he started telling me, he was giving me stories here and giving me stories here. I was like, I need more money. And he was giving me plenty of stories. I was like, okay, no problem.
mhm,
And so
mhm,
2018, October, okay,
mhm,
I was on Facebook. I've always been on Facebook. And one day I was just passing by Instagram. I wanted to
mhm.
delete the Instagram app. So, and I entered Instagram and I saw one lady that was doing logos for people. And I was like, oh, my,
Yes.
my Facebook group needs a logo. And so I
Mhm,
met this lady, how much is your logo? And she told me, I think it was about $5 at the time. And I paid her
mhm,
the $5. So I
mhm,
always came to Instagram just to check up on this lady. And when I was walking through Instagram, I'm seeing that what is happening? Things are happening here. What's happening? I'll be seeing people, I'm a speaker, I'm a presenter. This one say I'm a coach, I'm a that. And it was like, and I was like, so people are here, doing some stuff, and I'm here running around under the sun from one company to another. What is happening? And so I now became fixed. And I said, okay, let me really calm down and listen to what these people are saying. And so I went from one profile to the next profile. And I was like, in Facebook, this is not what we are doing. Or what is happening here? And after some time, I was like, my God. So my business could be moved online. And immediately, I told you that we're the multi-talented. We don't think before
yeah.
we do something. We just move.
You just first do, and then you start
Yeah,
thinking.
that's first, then come and think. And so that was what I did. Immediately, I set up my page on Instagram. Immediately, I started campaigning. I was everywhere in 2 seconds. I was like, I know this thing. This is what I do every day. I can even be bigger than all these people. What? So,
Yeah.
and that's how I started. So I started in October 2018. And if
Mhm,
someone had told me that the internet had so much power, I would never
mhm.
believe it.
You see.
I would never believe it. But the internet has so much power if you're ready to learn how to use the internet. So half of my clients are gotten from the internet. I don't have to stress to go write one proposal to one company. You know how the companies are. By the time you write
Yes.
one proposal, it has to go from
Mm,
one stage to the next, to the next.
I know
So
what you mean.
I don't have to even stress. I just have to send my link and
Mhm,
it is done. So the internet is very, whatever talent you have, whatever product you are selling. In fact, people that do weight loss, instead of you going from house to house looking for women that just have children or women that want to, maybe arms or stomach or legs, whatever, just go to the internet and advertise yourself. You're going to have a lot of people coming to you and say, oh, please help me with that, help me with that. If you're a coach, you're a counselor, there are people that are looking for people to help them. Okay.
mhm,
If you are very product, whatever, if you're very good in software designs, whatever, you
mhm,
see, I just went there to delete the app and I paid someone for logo. That is it.
mhm.
Whatever you do, the works of your hand is going to position you very well. So you just need
The
to learn.
works of your
Yeah,
hands is going to position
yeah,
you very well. I like that verse.
yeah,
The works
yeah,
of your hands is going to position you very well. And only the works of your hands can be blessed. So if you're not doing anything with your hands, then you're not going to be blessed.
Yes.
Mommy Lava, tell us just a little bit of what you're going to be teaching from on that during our master's class. Just a little, not more. Just 2, 3 lines, so that the people know that hey, what they're going to be missing if they do not take part in this program.
Okay, the first thing I have to ask is there anyone here that has made up their minds not to attend the program? Do like this. Oh my God. You're going
You're killing me.
this is you making a conscious effort. Talk to yourself. Say, from this day to this day, I must not miss it. This is you're not supposed to miss it. In fact, after the program, you would have successfully mapped out and narrowed out your idea that will sell. When I started this topic, I said it's good to have a passion, but not all passion can give you money. That is the
Exactly.
truth. So at the end of the program, you're going to narrow down to that your passion or talent that will sell. And if you're already in business, you're also going to narrow down to how to expand. We call it scale in marketing, how to
Yes.
scale. You're going to learn how to scale from that small scale you are to the big scale. And let's say you're also in the big scale. We're also going to learn on how to expand, okay, to go to the
Oh,
next
this
market,
lady.
next market. So she said I should talk about it small. I have talked
Just
about it small.
more.
If you are not there,
Ladies and gentlemen, you're meeting the woman of the week, Iseone Lawal, and she's going to be, and she's one of our speakers and coach for the 2020 Masters Class, the Business Masters Class. Like I told you before, we are bringing just the best so that you make use of it. We are not just bringing people who come tell you theories. We bring you people who have really put their hands into the plow, that's tested the ground, and then they can give you with their own experience back up with their academic. That's the brilliant and the perfect thing with this program. So you do not want to miss. Ma'am, you have one last word because we don't want to exit too much. And please don't go. We have to sit talk down. So you have one last word to encourage our people to tell them how do we come up with a product and how do we sell a product? I know that you're a marketing and sales guru. How do I sell my product?
okay, so that is basically one of the biggest challenges. But you can sell products based on, I call it's like a duo. So you hold your product, for example, this is a phone. Now the question we're asking is, how do I sell this phone? Now the first
Yes.
thing you do is, who needs this phone? Number one. The second thing is, how will this phone benefit the person? Number two. So if you're able to break it down, the next thing you do is to get marketing channels. So
Mm-hmm.
where will I sell the phone? Most of the time, it's not online. Most of the time, you just need to go and knock on your neighbor's door and knock on the
Yes.
door and tell them I sell this phone. Okay. Most of the time, it's for you to go online, and you can attack it online by doing advertisements. So
Mm-hmm.
Facebook advertisement works a lot. If you know how to set it up, it works massively, massively. So the first thing you do is to do, I call it location marketing. It means where you live outside. Just go outside
Mm-hmm.
and market to. Number two is to use the internet, where you use Facebook advertisement. So Facebook advertisement can work on Facebook and it can work on Instagram. There's also YouTube advertisement. You could also
Mm-hmm.
use it. You're on LinkedIn and your business has to do with LinkedIn. There's LinkedIn advertisement. It is very good. You can also use it. So you're using the internet to get to people that you can sell it to. Number three, you need to create content around what you sell, around your product. So if I want to sell this iPhone, I must create content in such a way that people will be attracted to buy the iPhone. So I can do something like, I can take a very beautiful picture with this iPhone and post it, and I'm like, can you imagine that this iPhone 8
Mm-hmm.
produced this picture? And people will be like, wow, iPhone 8, wow, and they will go to buy iPhone 8. Do you understand? They'll be like,
Exactly.
do you still have? Do you still have? And they will come to
Mm-hmm.
buy. So content
Mm-hmm.
creation, very, very important. Every content should be linked with it should be made from the standpoint of the customer. And it should,
Mm-hmm.
there's something about customer psychology. If you were a
Mm-hmm.
customer, would you buy that phone if I take this
Yes.
beautiful picture? That's how you're supposed to think. So
Mm-hmm.
think from the customer. And when you take the beautiful picture, the customer will be like, oh my God, this picture is very fine. I really want to have pictures like this. Which phone? And you'll be like,
Mhm.
oh, is this my iPhone 8? That is what I used in taking the picture.
Mhm.
And the customer will want to buy. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's number three. That's number three. Number four, network. So you
Mhm.
can sell through networking. We say
Mhm.
your network is your network.
Network.
Okay. Yeah, of
Mhm.
course. So the more people you have, the more people you talk to, the more people you go on outreach programs with, the more you can sell your product. Okay. So I will just tell sister, I have this iPhone. Do you have any other friend that wants the iPhone? And because I have seen her level and her class, I know she has somebody that can buy
Mhm.
iPhone. And she was, oh, I have one of my friend. And that's how it keeps going. That's how it keeps
Mhm.
going. So you keep building a circle around
Mhm.
what you sell. If you sell things
Mhm.
that has to do with children, you should build a circle of mothers. You should
Mhm.
belong to groups that have to do with mothers. Okay,
Mhm.
you should have friends in hospitals.
Mhm.
Anything that has to do with mothers. That is
Mhm.
where you find yourself. So networking is very, very, very important. Okay, let me
Mhm.
don't talk more. We come to the seminar.
Don't talk all, my dear. You don't want to miss this seminar, and you don't want to miss our woman of the week, an amazing woman. I mean, you're so amazing. One can listen to you talk and don't get tired. That is an indication that indeed training and teaching is a passion, and you have transformed that into your business and getting some money out of it. Oh my God. I think we have to stop today. Ladies and gentlemen, you did an amazing job to wait for this lady. I'm sure that you have not regretted waiting for her.
Thank
Isona, do you
you.
have any last thing to tell them before we are closing down?
Anyway, the last thing I have to say is whatever the circumstance you find yourself, just keep going on, okay? There might be delays, there might be setbacks. It's not working as you planned. It's not all rosy. There are thorns everywhere. Just keep going on. It takes just a minute and everything is transformed. So we should keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, and we'll surely
Thank
get
you.
there.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Keep pushing, keep pushing. Like I am pushing you again to meet you next week, same time for our business conversation. And I'm hoping to see you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being there and thank you for always listening to us. We are because you are. And God bless you. See you next time. I've been your host, Vera Sampon from the Sampon Social Service and the Sampon Academy. God bless you. Bye bye.
Bye.